There are moments in life that arrive so quietly you almost miss them. They do not announce themselves with thunder or demand your attention with flashing lights. Instead, they slip into your heart like the first rays of dawn, gently awakening something that has been waiting far longer than you realize. If these words found you today, perhaps your heart has been searching for reassurance. Perhaps you've wondered whether the love you hope for is still possible, whether someone out there is slowly walking toward the same future you dream about. Take a deep breath. This is not a prediction. It is an invitation to believe that love grows through patience, courage, and the choices we make each day. Imagine waking after an ordinary night, unaware that somewhere another person has reached a turning point. Maybe they have finally admitted what they truly value. Maybe they have decided they are tired of pretending they do not care. Maybe they have chosen to stop running from the possibility of genuine connection. Life often changes long before we can see the evidence. The most meaningful conversations begin in silence. The strongest relationships begin with small moments of honesty. A single decision can redirect an entire future. Picture someone looking back over the path that brought them here. They remember every disappointment, every lesson, every hope that refused to disappear. Those experiences did not harden their heart, they prepared it, and perhaps your own journey has been doing the same. You have learned that love is not about perfection. It is about choosing kindness when pride would be easier. It is about listening when assumptions would be simpler. It is about believing that two imperfect people can build something extraordinary together. One day, whether sooner or later, someone may stand before you with a request that changes everything, not because fate forces you, not because destiny removes your freedom, but because the request reflects the deepest desires already growing within your own heart. It might be a simple question. Will you trust me? Will you take this journey with me? Will you let us begin again? When that moment comes, the answer will not come from pressure. It will come from the quiet confidence that both of you have become the people you needed to be. The greatest love stories are not written in a single dramatic moment. They are written through patience, forgiveness, honesty, and the willingness to keep choosing one another. So prepare your heart, not for certainty, but for possibility. Keep growing, keep healing, keep becoming the person you hope someone else will find, because when love arrives, it rarely asks whether you're perfect, it simply asks whether you're ready to take the next step together. And perhaps that is the request no prepared heart truly wants to refuse. As the days continue, you may find yourself noticing ordinary moments in a new way. A familiar street feels different. A conversation lingers in your mind longer than expected. A memory you thought had faded returns with surprising clarity. None of these moments are proof that something extraordinary is happening behind the scenes, yet they remind you that the heart often grows quietly before it recognizes what has changed. There is a season in every life when waiting feels heavier than moving. During that season, it is easy to believe that nothing is changing simply because you cannot see the results. Yet some of the most meaningful transformations happen beneath the surface. Just as roots grow long before a tree reaches toward the sky, character, patience, and hope often deepen before new opportunities appear. Imagine someone else going through a similar journey. They are learning from mistakes they once repeated without thinking. They are discovering that kindness requires courage, and that honesty sometimes asks more of a person than comfort ever could. They do not become a different person overnight. Instead, they slowly become a better version of themselves, one choice at a time. You are changing too. Every challenge you have faced has shaped the way you see people. Every disappointment has taught you what truly matters. Every moment of perseverance has quietly built the strength you may one day rely on when life offers you something precious. Sometimes people imagine that meaningful relationships begin with perfect timing or dramatic signs. More often, they begin with two people who have learned to value sincerity over appearances, patience over haste, and understanding over assumptions. Perhaps the request that changes your future will not sound extraordinary at first. It may simply be an invitation to share a conversation, to take a walk, to spend more time together, to trust again after fear has convinced you to keep your distance. The power of that request will not come from its words alone. It will come from everything that led to it, the growth, the lessons, the moments of reflection, and the quiet decision to believe that genuine connection is still worth pursuing. If that day arrives, remember that you always have a choice. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect, freedom, and trust. No meaningful bond asks you to abandon your values or your voice. The strongest connections are those where both people choose each other willingly, not because they feel powerless, but because they recognize something good worth building together. So continue preparing your heart. Let forgiveness replace bitterness where it can. Let wisdom replace fear. Let hope replace the temptation to believe that your best days are already behind you. Whether tomorrow brings an unexpected conversation or simply another opportunity to grow, every step forward has value. Every act of kindness matters. Every decision to remain compassionate shapes the future in ways you may not immediately understand. Keep your eyes open for moments of genuine connection. Listen carefully when people speak with honesty. Be willing to extend grace, but also remember to protect your own peace. Love flourishes where respect and trust are nurtured together. The future is not written by fear. It is shaped by the choices you make today, and perhaps, when the time is right, the request that comes your way will not feel impossible to refuse because it reflects everything your heart has been quietly preparing for all along. The journey ahead is not about rushing toward a destination. It is about becoming the kind of person who can recognize something meaningful when it appears. Every day offers another opportunity to grow in wisdom, patience, and compassion. Those qualities often become the foundation of relationships that endure through both joyful and difficult seasons. There may come a time when someone who once seemed distant begins to speak with unexpected openness. Their words may carry a sincerity you have not noticed before. They may admit that they have spent a long time reflecting on their own choices, realizing that meaningful connections cannot thrive without honesty and mutual respect. Such conversations rarely happen because of a single dramatic event. They are usually the result of countless small decisions to learn, to heal, and to become more authentic. Change often happens quietly, long before anyone else can see it. As you move through your own days, do not underestimate the value of simple acts of kindness. Encouraging a friend, listening without judgment, showing patience when frustration would be easier, these moments shape your character in lasting ways. They also prepare you to build relationships that are grounded in trust rather than impulse. If someone important enters your life with a heartfelt request, take time to listen. Ask questions. Seek understanding. Remember that healthy love is never about pressure or losing your freedom. It is about two people freely choosing to walk alongside one another with honesty, respect, and shared purpose. Perhaps the request will be an invitation to begin a new chapter together. Perhaps it will be an opportunity to rebuild trust after a misunderstanding. Perhaps it will simply be a chance to discover that hope was never truly lost. Whatever the future holds, let your decisions be guided by wisdom rather than fear. Treasure the people who encourage you to grow, who respect your boundaries, and who celebrate your successes without envy. No one can promise exactly what tomorrow will bring. Yet every sunrise carries the possibility of new conversations, fresh beginnings, and unexpected moments of grace. Stay open to those possibilities while remaining true to your values. The most meaningful stories are not written in haste. They unfold one choice at a time, one conversation at a time, one act of courage after another. As your own story continues, remember that your greatest strength lies not in predicting the future, but in meeting it with integrity, hope, and a heart that is willing to love wisely. The days ahead may not unfold exactly as you imagine, and that is not something to fear. Some of life's most meaningful moments arrive in forms we never expected. A brief conversation becomes the beginning of a lasting friendship. A simple act of kindness opens the door to unexpected trust. A season that once felt uncertain slowly reveals its purpose. There is wisdom in remaining hopeful without becoming consumed by certainty. Hope allows you to welcome new opportunities while recognizing that every person has the freedom to make their own choices. Healthy relationships grow when both people freely decide to invest in one another with honesty, patience, and respect. If you ever find yourself wondering whether your efforts to become a better person have mattered, remember that growth is rarely wasted. The patience you practice today can strengthen tomorrow's relationships. The compassion you show today can encourage someone who desperately needs it. The courage you develop today can help you face future challenges with confidence. When meaningful opportunities arise, you may notice that they often begin with small steps rather than dramatic declarations. Someone reaches out to reconnect. A conversation becomes deeper than expected. An apology is offered sincerely. A new friendship begins to flourish through consistency rather than grand gestures. These moments remind us that genuine connection is built over time. As you continue forward, allow yourself to appreciate the present instead of becoming overwhelmed by questions about the future. Celebrate progress, however small it may seem. Learn from setbacks without allowing them to define your story. Continue becoming someone who values truth, kindness, and humility. Should someone one day ask you to share part of your journey with them, let your answer come from careful reflection rather than fear or pressure. Listen to your values. Consider whether the relationship encourages mutual growth, respect, and trust. Healthy love always leaves room for both people to remain themselves while building something meaningful together. The future holds possibilities that no one can fully predict. Yet you can prepare for whatever comes by nurturing qualities that never lose their value: integrity, patience, generosity, and hope. As each new chapter begins, remember that the most lasting relationships are not built on dramatic promises alone. They are strengthened by everyday choices to communicate honestly, to forgive wisely, to encourage one another, and to face life's challenges as partners rather than opponents. So continue moving forward with confidence. Let each day become another opportunity to grow into the person you aspire to be. Whether tomorrow brings quiet moments of reflection or unexpected opportunities for connection, you can meet them with wisdom, courage, and an open heart. Sometimes the greatest gift is not knowing exactly what lies ahead, but trusting that every step taken with integrity prepares you for whatever meaningful opportunities the future may hold. The road before you may still hold unanswered questions. But unanswered questions are not the same as empty promises. They are reminders that life is still unfolding, that your story has not reached its final chapter, and that every new day brings another opportunity to grow in wisdom, resilience, and compassion. There is something remarkable about a heart that refuses to become bitter. It has learned from disappointment without allowing disappointment to define it. It has faced uncertainty without surrendering hope. It has discovered that lasting joy is built not on perfect circumstances but on faithful choices made one day at a time. Imagine looking back months from now and recognizing how much has changed, not because everything happened all at once, but because you continued taking steady steps forward. You invested in your own growth. You strengthened friendships that encouraged you. You made room for new experiences. Those choices, though seemingly small, gradually shaped a future you could not fully see at the beginning. Relationships that endure are often built in much the same way. They are strengthened through countless moments of listening, understanding, forgiving, and celebrating one another's successes. Trust grows little by little, becoming stronger with every honest conversation and every act of kindness. If someone meaningful enters your life with openness and sincerity, remember that true connection is never about giving up your independence or ignoring your convictions. It is about discovering whether both people are willing to build something rooted in mutual respect, shared values, and genuine care. As you continue your own journey, do not overlook the blessings already present around you. The encouragement of a friend, the support of family, the beauty of an ordinary day, the opportunity to learn something new. These gifts often prepare our hearts for even greater opportunities ahead. Keep nurturing gratitude alongside hope. Gratitude helps us appreciate the present instead of constantly chasing the future. Hope reminds us that tomorrow still holds possibilities worth embracing. There will always be moments when uncertainty feels uncomfortable. During those times, remember that courage is not the absence of uncertainty. Courage is choosing to move forward despite it. It is trusting that your character, your values, and your willingness to grow will guide your decisions when important moments arrive. One day, you may find yourself reflecting on how far you have come. The fears that once seemed overwhelming may no longer hold the same power. The questions that once kept you awake may have found gentle answers through experience rather than prediction. Until then, continue living with purpose. Speak words that encourage. Choose honesty even when it is difficult. Extend grace where it is appropriate, while also maintaining healthy boundaries that protect your well-being. No matter what tomorrow brings, the qualities you cultivate today will remain valuable. Integrity will never lose its worth. Kindness will never become outdated. Patience will always strengthen meaningful relationships. Your story continues to be written with every choice you make. Let those choices reflect the person you are becoming, someone who seeks truth, values genuine connection, and approaches the future with both wisdom and hope. In doing so, you prepare yourself not for a guaranteed outcome, but for a life marked by purpose, resilience, and relationships built on trust rather than uncertainty. As another chapter quietly begins, remember that the future is shaped not only by extraordinary moments but by ordinary faithfulness. The conversations you have, the compassion you show, and the integrity you practice each day become the threads that weave together a meaningful life. Sometimes people spend so much time searching for dramatic signs that they overlook the quiet opportunities already before them. A chance to encourage someone. A chance to forgive. A chance to grow in patience. These moments may appear small, yet they often become the turning points we only recognize in hindsight. When you look ahead, allow yourself to anticipate good things without demanding certainty. Hope is strongest when it walks alongside wisdom. It inspires you to remain open to new possibilities while keeping your feet firmly grounded in truth and respect for others. If a meaningful relationship develops in your future, let it be one that encourages both people to flourish. Healthy love does not rely on fear, manipulation, or the belief that someone has no power to refuse. Instead, it grows because two people freely choose to care for one another, communicate honestly, and face life's joys and challenges together. As you continue becoming the person you hope to be, remember that your worth is not measured by whether someone chooses you. Your worth is inherent. The kindness you show, the integrity you demonstrate, and the resilience you build have value regardless of what tomorrow brings. There may be seasons when progress feels slow. During those times, trust the process of growth. Skills develop through practice. Wisdom grows through experience. Character is refined through perseverance. These are gifts that remain with you long after circumstances change. Stay curious about life. Continue learning. Invest in relationships that encourage mutual respect. Make time for rest, gratitude, and reflection. These habits strengthen your ability to recognize and appreciate genuine opportunities when they arise. The future remains unwritten, and that is one of its greatest gifts. It leaves room for new friendships, unexpected joys, meaningful conversations, and possibilities that cannot be predicted today. Rather than fearing the unknown, meet it with confidence rooted in your values. As your journey unfolds, let each step reflect the person you are becoming, someone who values truth over illusion, kindness over resentment, patience over haste, and hope over despair. No one can promise exactly what lies ahead. Yet by continuing to grow in wisdom, compassion, and integrity, you prepare yourself to meet whatever opportunities come with an open heart and a clear mind. And often, that quiet preparation becomes the greatest foundation for a future filled with genuine connection and lasting purpose. The path forward may still hold surprises, but there is strength in knowing that you do not have to rush to discover every answer today. Life has a way of revealing its lessons one season at a time. Looking back, you may realize that many moments you once considered delays were actually opportunities to become wiser, more patient, and more compassionate. Every experience contributes to the person you are becoming. Success teaches gratitude. Challenges teach resilience. Mistakes, when acknowledged honestly, teach humility and growth. None of these experiences are wasted when they inspire you to live with greater purpose. As you continue your journey, remember that meaningful relationships thrive when they are built on trust, respect, and shared values. They are strengthened by consistent actions rather than dramatic promises. Listening carefully, communicating openly, and supporting one another through changing seasons are often far more significant than any single grand gesture. There will be times when you are tempted to compare your path with someone else's. Resist that temptation. Every life unfolds differently. Some opportunities arrive early, while others require years of preparation. What matters most is not keeping pace with others but continuing to grow faithfully where you are. Take time to appreciate the people who encourage your best qualities. Treasure those who celebrate your successes without envy and offer honest guidance with kindness. Healthy relationships, whether friendships, family bonds, or romantic,